WWE found a way to make a show feel so rushed and at the same time so missable, so pointless. Because we've only got 14 days. 14 days till SummerSlam. 14 days, 2 weeks until SummerSlam. So they were cramming everything in, adding stipulations, announcing matches. But at the same time, it was just missable. If you didn't watch last night, which I do not blame you at all, don't blame you at all, then you missed. There's no reason to go back and watch. There's no reason to. There is no reason. There was one good thing that I enjoyed last night. One. They found a way to make a show where they announced matches. They announced stipulations for SummerSlam. The SummerSlam card is coming together. And at the same time, they found a way to make it feel missable, pointless. You don't need to go back and watch, I need to see how they set up this match. I need to see how they set this up. You missed nothing. It was pointless. It is so rushed because SummerSlam is in 2 weeks. We've just got through Saturday night's main event and Evolution, and not long before that, Night of Champions, and not long before that, Money in the Bank. So everything is just rushed because they just throw PLE after PLE after PLE after PLE, and then not long after SummerSlam, we're going to Clash in Paris. We've got no time at all to build anything. No time to make people excited, to build something fresh for their second biggest show of the year, which is now 2 nights. So they've got 2 nights to fill with only 2 weeks to build up to it. How are you going to do that? Even if you're the best booker on the planet, 2 weeks to build up to a show, your second biggest show, or let's just say 3 weeks. After Saturday night's main event and Evolution, let's say 3 weeks. 3 weeks to build up to your second biggest show of the year is impossible, especially when it's 2 nights. There's no time at all to build anything. There's no time. 3 weeks to build up to your second biggest show of the year is ridiculous. So everything is just crammed in. Triple H doesn't know the entire SummerSlam card. He's just winging it week by week. He doesn't know the entire SummerSlam card. He probably doesn't know what's main event in night 1. He doesn't have a clue what he's doing. He's got 3 weeks to try and put together a card when you could give Triple H 2 months, 3 months to build up to a PLE, and he couldn't. He'd mess that up. He'd leave it until the last week and then announce 10 matches. So you give him 3 weeks and it's just going to be an absolute shit show. Which it is. Last night we get Charlotte and Alexa for the tag titles announced. Which is just rushed. Because Charlotte literally last week was still playing that kind of hesitant role with Alexa. A week ago, she was still brushing Alexa aside. Still kind of, I don't want to be your friend. And now this week, she's doing love heart things with her hand. She's been all best friends with her and smiling at her and hugging her and all of this. And it's just like, why? It's just so rushed. This is something, I don't like this Charlotte Alexa thing. Evolution turned me around a little bit to a point where I was like, okay, maybe I don't hate it. Right? Maybe I don't hate this. There's potential here, but I still don't really like it that much because Alexa is just dragging down Charlotte. They've just put Charlotte with Alexa because everyone loves Alexa. So if you put Charlotte with her, people will have no choice but to love Charlotte as well. So we get this little thing building, right? And it's each week it's something that's supposed to build up and they get closer and closer to that moment where they hug. Daniel Bryan Kane kind of vibes, right? And then they go for the titles. They're already doing that. They've just skipped about a month's worth of story, crammed it in because we've got to get to SummerSlam. Why? Do you know why? Because there's no other tag teams for Roxanne and Raquel to face. There's no other tag teams in that division. In the women's division, there's no tag teams. So they just thought, oh shit, who do we have them face? There's only Charlotte and Alexa. So let's just rush it, cram it into 2 weeks, cram 2 months worth of story into 2 weeks just to get to SummerSlam. Because you released your only women's tag team, Chance and Carter, you released them, and you haven't built any other ones. Cena and Cody, I'm going to get to, although it wasn't like what. There's nothing to really talk about. It was just very meh. It wasn't. I'm going to get to it. In fact, I'll go through it right now. We'll start with it. Cena, Cody. Cody goes out there in his 5-piece suit and he cuts a promo. Cena comes out. They have the not the press conference, contract signing, and then Cena's like, "Oh, I'm not going to be at SummerSlam," and then Cody puts him through a table and then forces him to sign it. Cena Cody is probably the weakest story that Cena has had in this entire heel run. It feels like the most there's nothing to it really. Like, it feels like Cena just isn't putting that much effort into this storyline. He put way more effort into the Punk one. I mean, R-Truth, that whole thing we just forget about. We just forget that existed. Randy Orton, also very meh. But this Cody thing and Cena, it's like, it wasn't great leading up to WrestleMania. It was just promo. Now it's just promo, but put him through a table with one of the weirdest looking frog splashes you have ever seen in your life. Cody flying through the air with a contract in his hand, and then just kind of softly and gently lands on Cena, and it forces him to sign the contract. Okay. I mean, Cody, Cena, again, SummerSlam, does nothing for me. I'm not going to pretend like I'm excited for this. I'm not going to pretend like I'm interested in this. I could have been, but if this is just what we're doing, if this is literally what we're doing, just more promos, then I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. Cena and Cody do not really bounce off each other that great. Punk and Cena really bounce off each other well. Even Randy and Cena bounce off each other well. Cena can bounce off of a lot of people very well because he's that good. But Cena and Cody there's not really that chemistry that makes you go, oh, these two are a good mix. I need to see these two more. It just doesn't really go well. Like, they don't mix well. There's not that, I mean, there's chemistry there, but it's not a chemistry on the level of, oh, I need to see this. I need to see more of these two go at it on the mic or in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not quite there. And we have to go through this again. They announced it's a street fight, which is pointless. It's nothing. A street fight in WWE just means a couple of chairs, a Slim Jim table, a kendo stick, and maybe the announcer's table. And that's it. That's what a street fight is for WWE. It's a no-holds-barred match. It's an Extreme Rules match. It's a TLC match. There's no difference. It's a no-holds-barred. It's a street fight. It's a no DQ match. They're all the same. There's no difference between any of them. A street fight is a no-holds-barred match. A street fight is a no DQ match. They're all the same. So adding street fight to it does nothing. Because Triple H was probably there like, shit, we've only got 2 weeks to build up to this. It's kind of our main event for SummerSlam. It is John Cena. We've already seen it. So what do? I'll just say it's a street fight. And then when we get to the night, we'll just give him a couple of kendo sticks. You might see a run-in, right? You might see Penta and Sami Zayn again for whatever fucking reason. maybe you'll see The Rock. Maybe The Rock will decide to show up, start something new, right? Start hint at a new storyline, a new twist, and then go absolutely nowhere with it. I do not want to see The Rock at SummerSlam because he's going to start something and then you're never going to see him again, or at least for a few months, and then he'll come back and start something entirely new. That also makes no sense. So The Rock, stay at home. Stay at home. It'll be nice to see you, that initial reaction, but stay at home. You're just going to come back, start something, not go anywhere with it again. Stay at home. We don't want you. Well, maybe we do want you a little bit. But if you're going to come back, continue what you start, which I know you're not going to. So The Rock can stay at home. Maybe we'll see Travis Scott. Doubt it. I think Travis Scott has just gone off. I think Triple H's comments in the press conference and things would lead you to believe that Travis Scott has just, it was a little phase for him and now he just couldn't care less, which is good for everyone. Very good for everyone. You might see a running, you might see someone in there, but it's a street fight, which means absolutely nothing. Does Cody win? Are they just giving this back to Cody? Is this what all of this was for, just to give it back to Cody? Does that do anything for anyone? Is that exciting? Is that like, oh, yeah, I need to see that title back on Cody? Do we need to see a Cody Rhodes title reign again? It does nothing for me personally. I like Cody. I liked Cody as champion, but Cody as champion again already does nothing for me. To be honest, it does nothing for me unless we're going to see a gear shift in his character. I'm not saying a heel turn, but we at least need to have a more vicious Cody Rhodes. Someone could genuinely, Cody Rhodes' character, right? Someone could genuinely call his wife, his daughter, call his family the worst names you could possibly call an individual, right? Calling his mom this, calling his dad this, calling his wife this. And he'd turn up in his suit and he'd cut a nice little promo to them. That's what Cody Rhodes is. That's what Cody Rhodes' character is. You could say anything you want to him, do anything you want to him, right? Throw him off the top of the building, right? You could do the most vicious thing to him that we have ever seen in professional wrestling. And he'll turn up the next week in a suit and he'll be saying, oh, I'm going to get you. I'm not playing around anymore. I'm in my suit. That's his character. That's his character. That's not, no one, like, that's just going to get boring. And it already kind of is most of the weeks he's on TV. We need to see a shift in his character. If I am going to care about a Cody Rhodes title reign again, we need to do something different. There needs to be something here to Cody Rhodes' character that makes you believe he's a champion and he'll do anything to keep in it, and he's vicious. There's something to him. You know what I mean? Not just turning up in a suit every week, and it's like, oh, how am I supposed to believe that Cody Rhodes can beat anyone and he's dominant and he's a beast when, like, you know what I mean? Like, what we're doing. And this whole entire John Cena title reign and heel run was just to lose it back to Cody Rhodes. No one really cares about the match. You know what I mean? I haven't seen anyone online really excited to see John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I've seen no one. And it just feels very meh. I'd rather have Cena retire with it than lose it back to Cody. Genuinely, I'd rather have Cena retire with the title. And then you can tell a fun storyline afterwards. But, you know what I mean? Like, it's very meh. It's very lackluster. It does nothing for me, to be honest. If he was going to lose it to anyone, I would have maybe gone Punk. But not yet. I don't know. They've booked themselves into a corner. Anyway, the one good thing that I actually enjoyed last night was Jacob Fatu at the start of the show. There was a car, little accident crash outside the arena. Start the show with something different, right? Usually we start every single show panning around the city, famous buildings in that city, people walking into the arena, every single show, no pyro, no excitement, no nothing. A shitty rap song in the background every week. Switch it up. So this was a nice visual, a nice change, something nice to see. And And then Jacob gets arrested, and then later in the show he gets out the police car, and it wasn't you. We saw the CCTV footage. It wasn't you. And then they arrested Solo. So is it a Solo setup? Solo set it up. I don't know why you wouldn't just have Jacob be the one that did it. They are clearly positioning as Jacob Fatu as the next star in that company. Him and Bron Breakker are going to be your next big stars because they're the only people they're putting even a little bit of effort into. They're the only two people, at least for the men's roster, that they're at least putting a little bit of effort into. But I do not trust them. I do not trust Triple H to book anyone good. I do not trust to make him feel. I do not trust him to make Bron and Fatu feel like stars and those next two faces of the company. I don't trust him to do that. I don't trust him to make a star. Do you think he could make anyone feel like Roman Reigns? He has found a way to make Roman Reigns feel not like Roman Reigns anymore. Right? He gets that pop because he's just returned. But what Triple H has him do is nothing like what Roman Reigns, head of the table, tribal chief, should be doing. Tribal chief Roman Reigns will not be coming back to face Bron Breakker or be in a tag team match. So Triple H has found a way to make Roman Reigns not feel like that Roman Reigns. So he definitely couldn't make Bron Breakker or Jacob Fatu feel like that. He couldn't. There's no way Triple H could make anyone feel like a star. This is not going to end well. We're going to have no stars in 5 years. John Cena will be gone. Roman will be gone. Punk will be gone. Randy will be gone. You'll just be left with Cody Rhodes, who Triple H will find a way to ruin. We've got no stars in 5 years. We're going to be in a lot of trouble. And Jacob Fatu and Bron Breakker have potential to be that. They're really good. But Triple H is not going to book them as such. He's going to ruin them. Even if he puts his 100% effort into both of them and making them both feel like stars, they're not going to because it's Triple H and it's impossible for him to do that. So that was the only good thing I enjoyed last night. Actually, something unique, something different, right? Something different. That match got announced for a steel cage, which again, does nothing. It's a steel cage, but they never actually used a steel cage for anything. Anytime you have a steel cage match, the last few years, they don't even use the cage. You might see them hit the side of it. That's it. They never escape from it. It's just a normal match that ends in a pinfall, and there just happens to be a little cage around it. They never actually used a cage. It's never a different match. It's never exciting. They never. Why can you pin someone in the cage? Surely that just defeats the whole purpose of it. You should win by escaping the cage, climbing over the top. That should be the only way to win a steel cage match. Not pinfall. That kind of just ruins it. Because there's no use for the cage, other than you just can't go out the ring. That's it, though. So it's just going to be a normal match, but there'll just happen to be a cage around it. And that's it. We got Charlotte versus Roxanne. Charlotte wins in a heel way, which confused me. Alexa helped Charlotte win in a heel fashion against heels. So they kind of cheated to win, but they're the faces. So that confused me. I was like, hang on. This is a face team, yet Charlotte's constantly heel or face. She doesn't know what she is. No one knows what she is. She's getting cheers from the crowd. We get Damian Priest versus Carmelo Hayes. Yeah, okay. They're setting up Damian Alistair probably for SummerSlam. Do you care? Do you care? Where's R-Truth? Where's R-Truth? Where is R-Truth? What they've done to R-Truth is just a joke. Biggest talking point in the entire world of professional wrestling, right? The biggest talk in the business, in the industry. They've done nothing with him. Where is he? What's he doing? Just let the guy go. If you're going to do nothing with him, release him. You know what I mean? Actually release him. Let him say goodbye to us and then let him go have fun, right? Let him go work different indie shows and all of that and have fun. Let him do that. Not just keep him off TV. And then when he does come back, inevitably lose again. Uh, and that was it. That was it. There might have been one or two more things that I don't really care about. Stephanie had a match and it ended it very quickly. I don't, yeah. Just another missable, pointless, boring show with one good thing in it. One good thing last night, which is more, to be fair, I'll give them credit. That's more than you can say for them every other week because there's usually nothing good. But that was Smackdown. Pointless.